All right, it's your host, the one and only Social Media GM. We're back with another video. I'm doing it back to back. Like I said, it's my third video today, and I just had to take a little break to get my room from being so hot. My last video, I started sweating. It was too hot in here. But anyways, we're here back to grade the draft picks of the. This is my last division, I think, actually. So it's the AFC East. Yeah, last video. Like I said, it's the third one, so I'm finishing up. After we're done grading them, we do our Bible verse like we usually do. Stay tuned for that. If you don't, it's still all love regardless. That's why I put it at the end just so nobody feels forced. Just to give a little background, like I do every video. I've gave a background in those other videos, but I talked about working out. I talked about just being healthy, with farmer stuff. But I'm also trying to figure out my finances in general. So I'm pretty good at finances overall. Anybody that doesn't know me, of course, I have a degree. This doesn't factor in just automatically determine things, but I have a degree in economics. Just in college, always been a finance type of person, like just being good with money. So like I'm just trying to evolve my criterias in my money, just saving, where to invest, and things like that. Anybody that watch my video, if you're a really good investor, like I said, I'm open to hearing stuff about my YouTube editing, the stuff that I say. So let's connect, man. If you're good at finances, let's connect in that. You might be way better than me at that. Probably are if you're gonna connect with me. But anyways, that's just a little side note though. Just trying to focus on my savings and things like that. But let's get into it, man. AFC South. We're gonna start off with the Dolphins. Start off with them though, because when I seen this graphic, I'm like, yo, they had a lot of players. What the? So let's get into it. And I like the graphics for this division. Just in general, like they show actual pictures because some don't. But first, we got Caden Proctor. I'm gonna give that a solid B. It's a strong B because it could go either way, man. Like the cons, they picked him early because he shouldn't have went 12th, and also him with the tackle slash guard thing because they're gonna put him at left guard from what I know, but it would make more sense if he was a tackle, but you can always start him off as a guard and transition to tackle, so that's not a bad thing. And if he becomes a all pro type of guard anyways, that's still not bad. Uh Plus working on their line. It's always good to work on your line. Those are like the pros. I mean the cons I meant to say. Just picking early, the tweener thing. But the pros is the size and the trait of him, bro. Like he's just a big body. I mean, for people that know him, man, it was like 6'8", almost 360, 370, and he can move. He's real athletic. It's not a lot of fat, not a lot of fat as you can see. Like he's a big body, so there's a lot of things. He could become a Hall of Famer if you want to be realistic. Like that potential is like through the roof. So we'll see though. We'll see. And I like the fit. I like the fit. I think it works well for Miami, especially with Devin A. Chain back there. That helps with the run game a lot. So we'll see how it goes. Chris Johnson, mm, this is a B plus. I'm gonna say strong B plus. I love Chris Johnson. I have him as a star. Oh, I didn't even talk about my setup. We're gonna reference this draft tracker just to reference it, and then also we're gonna reference my draft value board. Um, like I said, it's a value board. I like the people where I like them, and then also if they're in this tier, that just mean they're in this tier. That doesn't mean they're better than somebody else. They're just in the tier. Hall blue chip, fringe, stars. So if they're in this tier, they're just in this tier. Chris Johnson is a star to me. He's in this tier. There's only like one cornerback that I think personally is better than him. So that cornerback obviously went in the fourth round. Chris Johnson going in the first. Yeah, you can argue some other cornerbacks you personally might like Colton Hood or where he's at, Avion Terrell. Did I pass him? Yeah, Avion Terrell. You can argue that, but I think Chris Johnson, the IQ, the footwork, the play recognition, and then also he proved that he's like even in film he wasn't really getting blown past like that. It's not like he was slow, but for some reason it just looked slow. But I think it was more because he was smooth. That's why it looked slow. But then in the combine, you don't want to put too much into the combine. But he ran a what 4.4, so that showed like he's not slow. Is my point. So I love Chris Johnson. So that was a B plus. Only one I'm saying B plus because I just didn't expect. I actually didn't expect him to actually go in the first round. If he'd have went in the second round, like whether it was early or like in the mid, that was an A plus pick. But first round, so I'm giving it a B plus. Um, Jacob Rodriguez was an A minus pick. I just like Jacob Rodriguez a lot. And I didn't expect them to go there. But that makes the linebacker core so great. Um, I forgot bro name that they got. Oh my goodness. He's good though. Jordan Brooks. Is it like Jordan Brooks? I know it's like Brooks is his last name. But he's good though. He's real good. You add Jacob Rodriguez, that's a great lineup right there. So I gave that like an A minus. And he was a first round talent to be honest. There's not many linebackers I would have picked over him. I mean, if you want to go with potential, I would have picked him. But that's if you want to go with potential, or maybe him. But like I said, actual production and what he's done and how good he is, Jacob Rodriguez. Um, Caleb Douglas was next. Now I give this a solid B. Reason I give it a solid B because at first he wasn't really a person I would have went for. That's one. Why they saying second round though? I don't know why they said second round. So third round makes it better. Solid B for sure. Then like for sure, it's a strong B. But the reason that it doesn't go higher is because once he got picked, it's like the wide receiver started going, and there's a lot of wide receivers I'd rather have. Now for y'all are pretty small, so I probably wouldn't have wanted him. But yeah, you could argue him. I think he's better. I think Jacoby's Lane is better than him, but maybe you wanted these traits because he's fast. He's real fast. Maybe you wanted a speedster. So, but you got a speedster here, but maybe you just didn't like him. I don't know. I probably would have picked him. I'd rather him as a speedster. I rather him too. So there's wide receivers I'd prefer, but like I said, maybe it's your guy. You got your guy, and he's fast, and he's been looking good in the offseason. You don't want to put too much into those clips, but he's been looking good. Third round, Will Camera. I can't really say his name. I'm gonna give that a C, literally a C. He's the backup for Max Clare. I wasn't a huge fan of Max Clare. He's good though, but I wasn't a huge fan. And you get the backup for him. I'm assuming he's more of a blocker. I'm assuming, and then mind you, this might go to a C minus if he got picked over. He's a big body though. Yeah, okay, so he's a blocker. Okay. Okay, so C plus. I thought he might have got picked over somebody else. That's what I was trying to see. I was thinking Sam Roush, but he got picked way higher. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you just want a blocking tight end, you're trying to get that line right. So I can't be mad at it. Chris Bell. Oh yeah, this was an A minus. Chris Bell in the third round. Was that really third round? Yeah, A minus. I like Chris Bell a lot. As you can see, I got him as a star as well. Um, if it wasn't for that injury, I mean, we know he would have been great. Is my point. First round talent, and look where you got him. Trey Moore. Um, this would be like a C plus to me. It just only wise because you're starting to like you already got two good linebackers. Now you're starting to just add more linebackers. Like I'm not a fan of it. I guess you're trying to because your next linebacker is Kyle Lewis. I already knew that. That's why I was saying you're starting to add too many. And I like Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis was a B pick to me as well, almost a B plus. It would have been almost an A minus if you didn't already pick so many linebackers. This linebacker to me would be like a C plus. Because I just think I would have rather had him. I just think there's other picks you could have got. Plus, you are tripling on linebacker, so I'm not really a fan of it. But hey, man, I guess that's what you thought was good. Michael Taffe, I would give this a solid B as well. But did he get picked over? Hold on. No, he didn't. All right, so the other safeties already went. Because I was about to say, if he got picked over him or him, which he didn't, of course. Yeah. He's a little undersized, too. Yeah, I give it a solid B, though. Because I actually like him. I didn't know he was undersized. I thought he was bigger. But it's a solid B. Plus, it's in the fifth round. Can't be too mad. Kevin Coleman Jr., that's a B plus. I like Kevin Coleman Jr. Even though he's on the smaller end and he's not that fast, but he's good though. I do, but like I give it a B though in general. Let me just give it a B, just cause like he's small. I just don't like the smallness for y'all. And since the next pick is right here, it's another tight end. I give that a C. I don't know him too much, and he's not on my top list of tight ends. Granted, probably wasn't that many tight ends left, but I would have. I don't. Yeah, probably wasn't that many tight ends left, but I know there's one. Is it the Houston one? Uh, yeah, I ain't seen no tight ends. Yeah, seventh round. I know they got one. Yeah, I'd rather him. Um, yeah, I ain't gonna stick too much on that pick. Uh, yeah, that's what I just went over. DJ Campbell, not bad. Give it a B minus. Can't go wrong with just trying to add depth on the line. And it's a guard. DJ Campbell went right there. Don't really see any other guards after. So it wasn't bad. B minus. And then the edge, Max. We're just gonna leave that as NA because I don't know too much about him, and it's the seventh round. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Dang, did y'all go to the never mind. Overall, let me see. Your best picks, Chris Bell was one of them. And Jacob Rodriguez was the other one. Those are your best picks, even though he's my favorite player. Overall, I'll give you a B plus. Now, if he becomes a perennial Hall of Famer, that's an A plus to be honest, because like it's deemed off of this player right here. Because if he sucks, this goes to a C plus. So, but B plus draft though. Good job. All right. Now next is the Patriots. Um, like I said, no bias here. I'm a Texans fan. Y'all beat us. Uh, that's for another story. But Caleb Lomu in the first round, I give y'all a C plus for that. Some of y'all might like Caleb Lomu. If you like Caleb Lomu, then it's a B plus. If you like him, I don't like him, and obviously you got him in the first round. There are some other like let me just go in the second round. See if there's some other tackles that went in the second that I'd rather have. No tackles went in the second. Either way, I still wouldn't have took him, but no tackles went in the second. Cool. I'd rather have Markel Bell. Got him in the third. I'd rather him, to be honest. Um, yeah, I probably would rather Austin Barber late. I just don't like Caleb Lomu that much, or I would have let him fall or something. And then the tackle started going. I'd rather him fall. He's kind of almost the same as him, like a little bit, not exactly, but it's kind of give me the same feel. But not a fan of that. That was a C plus to me. And then you're already worried about the left side with Will Campbell because I might have tried to get a for sure left tackle and have him at right tackle. I don't know, but Gabe Yakus, second round. I give this a minus. I like Gabe Yakus. I'm a fan of him. And y'all got him when. Oh yeah, late second too. I'm a fan of him. He's good in the run defense. He's good in the pass rush. Like he's a really balanced defensive end. And I needed more pass rush, so I like him a lot. Third round, he's not bad. I give it a B minus. He's not bad. Did he get picked over some people? If he got picked over somebody, it's a C plus. But okay, he's right here. Let me see. Big body though. I didn't know he was that big. Hold on. Might be a solid B. That might be a solid B. I didn't know he was that big. Yeah, and the tight ends, it was a run on tight. Yeah, I'll give it a B. Thought he was a little smaller. All right, defensive back, Karen. All right, you in the fifth round at that point. Uh, is there somebody I would have picked over him? Probably not. Oh, cornerback. Hezekiah Masters. I might have picked him. If it's your guy, like I like to use that word a lot since we've been doing this series. But if it's your guy, like I said, I can't be too mad. But yeah, B minus. Hezekiah Masters, I probably would have picked. Oh, this guy right here, sixth round, is this a solid B plus. This is A minus actually, A minus pick in the sixth round. Like I said, Caleb, I'd rather even have just him in the sixth round over Caleb Lomu. Like for a first round pick, that was just a reach. He's just big. He's big. If you could just help him with speed rushers, he'll be a solid starter, to be honest. And that's 6th round. I can't be mad at it. Um, Nam D Obiizer, 6th round. Mm, and it's probably late 6th round too. Can't be too mad. Hold on. Is it 6th round or is it 7th? I don't know too much about him. I ain't gonna get stuck on him. And then you got a quarterback. Not gonna talk too much about him either. Texas Tech offense wasn't that good, so I'm not a fan of that. But Jam Miller, not the worst in the 7th round. Not the worst. Uh, C plus, I guess it's the 7th round, so I'm not gonna be too much on that. And then I don't know too much about him. So this draft to me overall, like if I go through it, solid pick. Not really, really good pick. This was your best pick, probably. No, my fault. This your best pick because I like him. I like Gabe Yakas. That's your best pick. B minus. That's a B minus, man. Just because and this saved you a little bit, and I'm being nice with that. It's a weak B minus, to be honest. Um, Now we got the Jets. 1st round, David Bailey. I give it a B plus. He probably was the best like pure edge in the draft, to be honest. And it makes sense to go this high, especially in this draft class. Like in this draft class, it makes sense. So B plus. Um, Kenyon Sadiq to me was a A minus pick. The talent, the production. Um, he helps on offense because people was thinking wide receiver. Like people was thinking like Omar Cooper go here and for pick 16, which to me would have been a little of a reach, but it makes sense. So y'all getting a tight end this specialty, and you see where I got him on my list. So it's like I think that was great. I'd rather have a tight end, especially even just going through the years. They're cheaper than wide receivers, and he's high talent, A minus. And then you end up getting Omar Cooper Jr. That's what made it funny. I actually forgot that happened, but some people was really thinking him getting picked 16th. That'd have been a reach. You ended up still getting Omar Cooper Jr. I give it a B plus, just because. And mind you, I think he's like a B. I think it's a B in general or a B minus, but because of the season he had, and he was coming through clutch, and he probably will complement with Garrett Wilson pretty well. I'm gonna give it a B plus. You're helping that offense a lot, especially for your next quarterback. I mean, I'm not unless I know the quarterback you drafted late in the late rounds. We're gonna get to that. I don't want to just jump the gun, but if he doesn't work out, which we'll see. But your next quarterback will be happy with his weapons. That's it. But B plus. D'Angelo Pons, you got him in the mind you. I know I wasn't going to the draft tracker, but he was in the 2nd round. Uh, this is literally your guy pick, so I'm gonna give this a strong B. No, B plus. Sorry, I'm gonna give this a B plus because I don't wanna disrespect. Now I'm not a fan of the size. That's the main thing. Other than that, his production was great. He has good athleticism, and that's your guy. Literally, if Aaron Glenn probably sees himself in D'Angelo Pons. There are some other cornerbacks I probably would have got possibly. Who went after? Oh, not really. They went before. Brandon Cisse, I mean, you could argue that, but I probably would rather D'Angelo Pons because he plays a lot better. Ah, B plus pick. Yeah, that was pretty good actually. Darren Jackson Jr. What round was that? Sorry, 4th round. I like Darren Jackson Jr. Not too many defensive tackles I'd have got over him. Solid B. I'll get out a solid B. Yeah, because there's not too many, and he's a big body. Then you got I said Clint Kubiak. K. Klubnik. Solid. I give it a B minus. It's solid because y'all need a quarter, just to at least give y'all some hope in that quarterback room competition. He was good, and mind you, we're not gonna forget that before this year, he was actually getting looked at as almost a 1st rounder, but obviously things didn't work out. Plus got injured, but he's good though. And needs Cooper. That's solid pickup in the late rounds. Give it a solid B overall. VJ Payne, not bad, to be honest. That's not bad. I give it a B plus. I actually like him. and I know about him a little bit. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure before I say this, because the VJ Payne I'm thinking in my head, it'd be so many players you don't want to get it mixed up. He's tall. Yeah, 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 yeah. So B plus, because I actually like him. He actually could be a sleeper. He could be a sleeper in general, especially learning from Minka Fitzpatrick. It might be good for y'all, to be honest. So this draft overall was a B plus. Best pick to me, even though it was late. Other than that, the D'Angelo Pons was really good, and the King and Sadiq were the best. But yeah, that's a B plus draft. Y'all did really well, man. I don't even want to. Hats off to y'all. That was a good draft, especially if the quarterback situation works in the next year or two. Great. All right, and the Bills. End off with the Bills. So we're gonna stay right here with the graphics. T.J. Parker. Um, I give that a B minus. I like T.J. Parker. If you can see in my star thing, um, he's literally highlighted. But I like T.J. Parker. I just don't know if I like him for you. The fit. That's what's kind of throwing me off. I don't know. We'll see, because he is a star to me. So B minus. David Ignosin, whatever, Ignosin. Sorry. That pick to me was a C plus, and I'm only giving y'all a C plus because he's been highly touted in general, or however you say that word. My fault, y'all. And yeah, it's a long day. And experience, just experience in general, like playing at a high level. But he went in the second round. Yeah, I would have rather took a chance on Jermon McCoy. Um, I know he went in the fourth. I'd rather take a chance on him, and I'd have rather had got Julian Neal, who went here. Yeah, I'd rather any of them. I would have traded back and got one of them or something. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that pick. Fourth round, Jude Bowery. Mm. Okay, these couple picks right here are not looking the best. Oh, he's athletic. Okay, I don't know too much about him. I'm gonna give it a B minus just because of the athleticism. I like that. Okay, might not have been a bad pick. B minus. But this pick was A minus. Skylar Bell. If y'all know about Skylar Bell, um, yeah, he's nice. And a field stretcher. A minus. And I feel like, mind you, I felt like Skylar Bell was supposed to go earlier. If you ask me, he's supposed to go earlier. But you got Khalil Shakir, DJ Moore. Your coach is saying he loves Keon Coleman and all that, but if you give up on him, Skylar Bell is off the bench still. I like it. I like it a lot. Linebacker in the fourth round, Caleb. Let me see. Caleb or is there a linebacker after? Is this the same one? Yeah. Yeah, I get that C plus because I'd rather one of these linebackers if you're gonna go linebacker. Which you do need a linebacker, so getting a linebacker this late is kind of a little concerning. I hope you're not about to rely on him so much. But anyways, Jalen Kilgore was an A minus. Yeah, yep. He was an A minus to me. I kind of wanted him low key, but since we already got Kamari Ramsey, it's like it's all right. But I don't know. I might have wanted him more, maybe. I think he's underrated, but that was A minus. Zane Durant, I give that a solid B. Some pressure that you could throw in third and long situations in his depth. And it's kind of different from your other defensive tackles because he's on the smaller end and probably faster. The other ones are bigger and like stronger. So I like it. Torian Pride Jr. also as well. I give that a solid B. Pretty fast. He's the one that did really well in a 40. Like I literally knew where most of these picks were until we got here. I forgot where he was. Oh, it says it right here. I'm tweaking. Wow, I didn't even see that at first. Wow. Um, yeah. So seventh round. I was going off memory to be honest, because some of those players I did like, so I knew where they were going and all that. But yeah, B plus actually, because that's late. He's fast. Just a little rotational player you could just put in. But I just don't like that some of your cornerbacks that's young are small. I just don't like that because Maxwell is fast too, but he's small. Punter, I'm not even going to talk about that. And then NA for him. because I don't know too much about him. Overall, your draft is gonna be a almost a it's a B minus. It's a B minus. What saved? Like I said, solid pick. Bad to me. Bad to me. These two is what saved your pick. Skylar Bell, Jalen Kilgore. Those two save it for the most part. I did like him actually. I know I just said bad pick. I actually did like his athleticism. So throw that back. Pause. My fault. But you get what I'm trying to say. Go back to this. This was a good one. These were two solid ones, and then it's just a bunch of depth pieces. So I'll give you a B minus. It's a strong B minus. But I appreciate you watching the channel. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Let them know it's a GM out there. He's on social media, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like the name as well. I feel like it was pretty creative. But yeah, like, subscribe, stay for the Bible verse. Just get a word, even if you don't, even if you're not a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Just something that can help you through the day. You never know. So I appreciate y'all. Let's get into this word. All right. So we're in the book of Deuteronomy, and we're in chapter 31, and it's verse 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Just wanted to give some words of encouragement in general. The Lord is always with you, man. Like, especially if you believe in the Lord, he's with you. And you see how it says the Lord will go before you. Like, he's guiding you, he's helping you through any troubles. Like, even in these stories, like, even in, I think it was Deuteronomy that I'm thinking of, but like, there was a lot of times when he led his people, as you can hear me saying, that God led his people. But like, there's a lot of times God was in front of them. Sometimes he was behind them. Like, God is everywhere, to be honest. But like, there's a lot of times God is leading them. He's leading them to a certain area, and he's making sure everything is good. Or like, God was basically one time, like, the Israelites, God was leading out of captivity, and God was a cloud, and like, that cloud was leading them out of captivity. Like, he was in front of them, making sure everything was good. Sometimes he was behind them, but like I said, he's everywhere. He's trying to make sure everything is good. But like I said, God will lead you, and he will never forsake you. Like, even when they was in captivity, some of them probably did lose hope, or stuff like that. They lost hope, and it was like a little shaky in their faith. But God will never forsake you. If you're for God, he's for you. And then you know, don't be afraid. If you got God on your side, what is there to be afraid of? You know what I'm saying? So that's just like a little encouragement, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Amen. Meant to say that too. And God bless.